Arts are at the center of life in this community, and that, I think, is due to what ARCAC, or the Annapolis Region Community Arts Council, has done since 1982.
In the first year, we had the last great Canadian art gallery. We started the gallery in 1977, and no farmer's market. It was just grass and railway tracks leaning down towards the wharf. King's Theatre was falling apart. That whole lower St. George Street was almost derelict.
Annapolis was very quiet. There wasn't too much going on.
It was quiet compared to New York City, and it was very welcoming. People were really welcoming. You know, some of the first people we met were like Christine Ross, who's an artist, Wayne Boucher, Geoff Butler. So we just felt right at home.
People knew we had to make a living here. We had to be accepted as being fairly normal.
I'm not sure that all the visual artists were as well represented in those days as more the people who were doing more crafts of different types.
Well, they knew us all, first of all, not like we were parachuted in from somewhere. And I think they thought we were, oh, those artists, they're weird, but boy, they look like they're having fun, so let's see what's going on.
I remember sitting in the backyard of the Market House Gallery talking about it, and Christine saying, you know, you need to really think about getting together and doing your own thing.
One of the things that we did as artists, as well as the community, was get together Saturday mornings at the Market House Gallery.
The Market Gallery sort of became a center and became very supportive of artists.
But it was very informal, very informal. Mainly it was gossip. That was the best.
Everything was ripe for community support. The arts was flourishing. There was a lot of influx of money into the area, and the town was being revitalized. When we got together initially, we had no idea where it would go.
How disciplined were we when we started, when the Arts Council was started? Not disciplined at all.
8 storefronts that we worked out of over the years. And if we didn't have it, we didn't have money, we met in people's living rooms or kitchens.
So there was a lot of discussion back and forth. Should we actually have a building or space? Can we afford that? And so on.
We eventually wanted to have a home for the Arts Council. And that's how this place became recognized. When you have property, you become more responsible in your actions. And so you have to make things work.
A lot of artists that didn't have a lot of wall space locally, who maybe were selling in other places, but this was where a lot of people could show for the first time.
It was fun to see the organization grow, to finally get a home, a permanent home.
A little gallery in the back, the Mim Gallery, and I can remember Mim. She was a lady who used to go to the farmer's market every Saturday and sell wares, lots of different things, and that money went to ARCAC. And so that little room, the Mim Gallery, was dedicated to her.
You have to invite people in. You can't just open the doors and say, oh, well, we built it, they'll come. But of course, one of the things we had to do was raise funds, and that started with the Arts Festival. And the Arts Festival was actually Roman Barbecue's idea. He said, let's just have a party. We'll have a costume ball, and we'll charge money for the tickets.
Everybody brought their artistic talents for this one night and had a ball doing it, dancing and fun. And we spent 2 or 3 weeks decorating the Legion beforehand. What really was sort of the cap to it was the readings by the authors on the next day in the afternoon, after everybody had a hangover.
And they always had a fabulous theme with all kinds of interesting people and interesting costumes.
Pretty well packed, whether it was at the Legion or at the fire hall. They were very well attended.
They loved it. The people that came, like the Margaret Atwoods and the Al Purdy's, they just loved it, because here's this little town and they were welcomed and they got to hang out with their friends, their fellow authors, and do a little reading and drink a little single malt maybe, and come to a silly arts ball and dress up, and they just loved it, and they told their friends. So we never had trouble getting people, authors, to come in and read.
Of course, the mainstays here were Bill Percy and Harold Horwood, and they brought in people like artists like Tony Urquhart and Jane Urquhart. So it was really an incredible fun time.
Look at Little Annapolis Royal. They've got this really vibrant arts council. It was fun.
We have so many artists living in this part of the Annapolis Valley, and they see this as a hub for their work. Every year we host a special fundraising program, which is also in many ways an educational program called Paint the Town.
Paint the Town started as a fundraising idea that came from Louise Williams.
Artists from all over this region, in fact, all over the province, even outside of this province, come here to paint.
You see the artist painting, and then you go and you bid on it, and the bidding just gets absolutely ferocious. There have been almost fistfights that have broken out.
It's just a wonderful opportunity to celebrate the visual arts, contemporary visual arts, artists who are working today.
It's just exciting to see that this facility is here, it's being used all the time. Wonderful exhibits have come, wonderful workshops and visiting artists.
We're really about the visual arts here, but there's also King's Theatre, which is a premier space for the performing arts and for film. Many of the people that come here say they're coming here because of the arts. That's not the arts of the past necessarily, although there's aspects of that. It's really the arts of today. That can be film screenings, it can be artist talks, it can be programs that we do for young people where they actually make art, with a professional artist. So it's all about appreciating and being able to get closer to an understanding of contemporary art. We're still looking at building more collaborative relationships. Artscene, which is our new digital platform, hosting contemporary art centers from all across the Atlantic provinces. And this is something we haven't done before. So in many ways, we're thinking of Artscene as our fifth gallery space. It's a digital gallery space.
The staff is really important and really incredible.
So many volunteers that help out.
I'm always amazed how the board carries on and goes forth, no matter what stands in their way.
We've been working for 40 years to place arts at the center of life here.
ARCAC has a long history and a very strong history of being an arts organization in Nova Scotia.
But I can't imagine that it won't keep growing and evolving, showing different kinds of art and work.
it's been a gift to be part of that. They're amazing people.
Arts Place is at the center of a community that's very arts focused.
If I look back when we first started back in 1982, 83, we could never imagine having such a place as this.
It's almost like a child that's grown up and left home, and it's on its own now, and it's doing fine.
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of the artists in the community that support us, because we support them too.
It's being celebrated every day because the door's still open. That is a congratulations to the work of the board and of the staff and of the community to want to keep it open.
You know, our motto was, when it stops being fun, we're not going to do it anymore. And that worked.